Okay. How good is it? Vegas. I want to, with the hat and a lot of the other Vegas stuff that I was able to get, I want to thank Tyler from Vegas's production coordinator who gave me the hat and some swag. Remember the third round and they used that voice clip of me when they were against Winnipeg and everybody booed. Anyways, I just wanted to do that because I don't think I actually provided that shout out in a video at any stage. So there you go. For Vegas, how good is it? Well, I don't know that they do this again, but they should be a playoff team. And here's the thing. So going into last year, we all looked at their lineup and we said, they'll be lucky to not finish 31st. But they should be respectable. They should be a respectable, half-decent team. So with that said, they're better than other expansion teams have been. Maybe they'll challenge for the all-time record for points by an expansion team. I discussed that last summer. Now I thought they might be a 500 team, and there were people who said, "Oh, this roster won't make it," and we were all wrong, very wrong. So how does it look this year? Well, it depends who you ask, really. Vegas fans are excited. Fans outside of Vegas are less excited, and I think there's two reasons. One off, the idea that Vegas in its first year shouldn't have had a team that was this good. And I've heard that. And so there are people saying this team has to fall this year for this to work. Down the left side, they got Marchessault, Tatar, Noshek, Lindbergh, Carr, and Peary. They added Carr out of Montreal. And I put Peary on the list because he played a couple of games last year, and all he did was score goals when he came up. Because, of course, he did. Something happened with guys when they put on the Vegas jersey and they went out and played for the Golden Knights. They got better. And it's got to be frustrating to fans everywhere else. And I know this because I see it all the time. Now, I've mentioned before, I don't know about Tatar as being a reliable top six scorer. I don't know about him replacing Neal or Perron on any level, but we'll see. And it's going to be interesting to see how that works out. If Tatar gets off to a slow start, do they drop him down the lineup? Do they push him up the lineup to try to get him going? Like, do they give him some first line time and break things up just to see if they can get him going? Down the middle, Carlson, Stastny, Haula, Eakin, Belmar. I have Glass on the board only because I think Cody Glass is going to push for a job. Now, GM George McPhee has been on the record saying a teenager doesn't belong in the NHL, which is fine, but a teenager can push himself into a job in the NHL. Now, I don't think he does it down the middle, but on the wings, he could. He could slide into one of those spots on the wing. Now, down the middle, when you got Carlson, Stastny, Haula, and Eakin, going with the totals from 2016-17, you'd look and go, that's pretty weak. Going by 2017-18 standards, it's pretty strong. So which one's real? Probably both. I could see Carlson falling back from that 43 goal level down to a more reasonable 30 goal level. I could see him ending up being a 30-35 goal guy. His shooting percentage was through the roof, which means that he probably gets clawed back somewhat. But adding Stastny down the middle is major, because what it means is you've got 3 20-goal scorers minimum down the middle with Carlson, Stastny, and Haula. And if Haula needs to be moved to a wing, you've got Eakin, Belmar. Belmar can step in here and there. It's a pretty solid roster overall. Down the right side, you got Riley Smith, Tuck, Carpenter, Reeves, Carrier, Hika. Carrier kind of lost his job to Reeves during the playoffs, not through anything he did, but due to injury. And Carrier hits everything that moves. So Carrier will get every chance to switch wings if need be to get in this lineup because he hits everything that moves. And if you can get Carrier and Reeves on the ice at the same time, that's going to be carnage. Absolute carnage on both sides of the ice. It is an interesting group because Carpenter was another one of those cast-offs, got picked up from San Jose on waivers, and turned it around overnight. And can these guys do it again is going to be the question up front. Now, on the blue line, it's a no-name group. McNabb, Schmidt, Theodore, England, Holden, and Miller is your top 6. But Hunt, Merrill, and Whitecloud are all on the outside, and Brandstrom's going to push for a job. The question becomes this. If Brandstrom comes in the in training camp and is able to win a job, who does he take it from? He's not going to take it from one of the top 4. And I can't see Colin Miller going out. Does that mean Nick Holden gets pushed out of the lineup? It's going to be interesting because they didn't bring Holden in to be a number 7 guy. And if their GM sticks to his word, Brandstrom may find himself having to work his way up to an NHL roster. On the goaltending front, you got Fleury, Subban, and Dansk. So if Malcolm Subban has struggles and ends up not looking like he's going to be capable of following up last year's excellent year with another good one, Dansk is there as their emergency backup. Part of what makes Vegas such an attractive option in the Pacific Division is the fact that they have depth everywhere. Now, it's no name. I get it's no name. And when I put Nate Schmidt in my top 20 defensemen in the NHL, I took flack on it. But I will say this. This is a defense that didn't allow a ton of shots in a lot of games last year. This is a defense that played really, really well. To me, the fact that this team finished with 109 points when it was projected to finish with probably 65, the defense had a lot to do with it. Yes, the top line, Marchessault, Carlson, Smith, was fantastic. But when they faltered or they struggled, this blue line held everything together. And then in net, you got Fleury, who's a workhorse when he's healthy. The question is going to be this: Can Fleury stay healthy all year? And the other thing that I find interesting is that I'm hearing talk about Fleury like, well, he's on the downside. His career's, yeah, he's good, but he's almost done. He's only 33. Luongo's 39. So he's not necessarily done. If he can stay healthy and if he can maintain his fitness level, absolutely Fleury can play for another 5 or 6 years. He can play as long as he wants to, really. And he's earned godlike status in Vegas, and rightly so. So, do I think this team is a Stanley Cup winner this year? No. Did I think they were going to make the playoffs this past season? No. How'd that turn out? Well, according to my hat, they won something. So, you're going to have people who see them as falling down the chart and potentially missing the playoffs, and you're going to have people who see them as potentially being a lot more than that. But for me, I'm kind of stuck in between. I think they're going to be a playoff team. I don't see them necessarily as a Stanley Cup contender, but that's where Vegas fans are going to step forward and say, ha, we proved you wrong before, we're going to prove you wrong again. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. And it's going to be an interesting season because year 2 is always more difficult for an expansion team than year 1. And even though this team defied all expectations, in a way, it makes it much harder for them to follow up than for other expansion teams. Let me know your thoughts. I'll talk to you again soon.